This video is brought to you by the Community Law Clinic at the University of Exeter Law School. This video will serve as a resource to help you request a change in your tenancy agreement. Before proceeding any further, it's worth pointing out that it's very important to read any contract before signing it. This may seem daunting, but contracts are usually written in relatively plain English, so should be fairly understandable to the general reader. With this said, if you're unsure about anything, it may be a good idea to check with a professional before signing. If you've been sent a contract by a prospective landlord and you think something isn't right, it might be appropriate to negotiate. Reasons to do this could include a mistake in the contract, an illegal clause, a reasonable adjustment you'd like to make. Some of the things to keep in mind when negotiating with a landlord: communication should be done via writing where possible. This is so you can avoid any disputes that might arise from different recollections of communications. Email is one good option, as it allows both you and your landlord to have independent copies of everything that's been discussed. As this isn't always possible, you may wish to send letters or text messages instead. Be sure you save copies of these emails, letters or texts so you have them in case you need them. It's advisable to keep your tone formal, polite and clear. There's no need to try and use any specialist terminology, as your first objective is to be understood. Remember, a landlord is more likely to agree to a request which they see as reasonable and as unlikely to cause them any problems, so it's easier to ask for a small change than a big one. Here is an extract from an example contract. Clause 28 prohibits the tenant from having pets. If you had, say, a pet goldfish, it would be reasonable for you to request an alteration of the contract. As mentioned before, it's preferable to strike a formal, polite tone, and there's no need to use any special terminology. Here is an example letter for your reference. Something along these lines would be appropriate. So, to conclude, read the contract, check with a professional if you're not sure, communicate via email, writing or text, keep copies of all your communications, keep your requests reasonable, be formal and polite.